Hi there, in this video we're going to be creating a card recipe for this card component using Panda CSS. So this is a stacked card component gotten from the material design kit. This is currently in Figma, and we notice that this is a single component, but there are three different variants of this component. So we have the outline variant, which is this first one that has a really nice border around it. We have the second, which is the elevated variant of the card that has a very nice box shadow around it, and the filled variant, which has a slightly different background color. And yeah, that's about it. So we're going to use Panda CSS to create a card recipe for this component. So this is my code here. I've already gone into my code to create the JSX structure for my card components. So this is it on the left here. We notice that it's properly structured, but all it's lacking is the styles for the different card variants, which we're going to create right now. So this is a card.csx file, and at the top here, I'm actually just going to create a card recipe for my card. I'm going to create a card recipe, and using the CVA function from Panda CSS, I'm going to start creating or defining the styles for my card recipe. So card recipe, or any recipe at all, always takes different keys or properties. So the first one is the base property. So in our base property or base key, we're going to define all the styles that are common to the different variants of our card components. And at the moment, the style that is common is our border radius. So I'm using Figma here. I already have my styles, and this has a border radius. All the cards have the same border radius, meaning that the styles are common across all variants. So we're going to give this a border radius of 12 pixels. That's about that for the styles that are common to all the variants. So we go further using our variant key. So recipe also takes the variant key, and for this variant key, we're going to specify that we have different variants, right? So the first variant is our outline variant, which is this. So we define the styles that are specific to this outline variant, and the styles that are specific are our background color. This variant has a very light purple or lilac background color. So I have my hex code, and I'm just going to copy it here. This is the background color for my outline. It also has a border around it. So we're going to say border. It's going to be 1 pixel solid. All right. So these are the styles for our outline variant, which we've specified. Let's go over to create the styles for the second variant, which is this one called the elevated variant. What makes it elevated is really the box shadow around it. So for this elevated, our background color is slightly different. If you look deeply, you see that it's a slightly different background color, which I have here. I'm going to copy my background color, which is BG. Up. And finally, our box shadow. This has a box shadow, which makes it look raised. So I'm going to copy the box shadow I have here. All right, so our box shadow has been defined. And finally, we can go in to create the styles for the final variant, which is our field variant. So I'm just going to add the field and specify. For this, the only thing that changes is the background color. And BG, which is short form for background color, specify it as this. Use the hash. All right, so right now I've created the recipe for my card component, which I call the card recipe. It has the base styles, which are defined in the base key, and then the different variants, which are defined in the variants key, the outline, elevated, and field. I've defined my card props earlier, and all I'm going to do is to add another type for my card props, which I'm going to call variants. I'm going to specify it as it's either an outline variant or an elevated variant or a field variant. Now, of course, I need to pass this in like so, variant. And then I'm going to pass my variant to this tag and specify that with the class name. It's going to take the card recipe, and I'm actually just going to pass it as a variant. Yeah. So this way I've passed in my card recipe into my card, and in app.tsx, you notice that this is throwing an error because it expects a variant pop. So I'm going to add the variant pop underneath description right here. And that way I can now pass my variant as outline. So let's see how this translates right now. We notice that this instantly switches, and we can make this elevated, awesome, and finally filled. That's really how to create a card recipe using Panda CSS. And the beauty of recipes is it shines when you're creating a design system, because really we didn't have to change anything. All we had to do was create a recipe. We have the same structure of our components, and all we can do is now apply the recipe that we created, passing the specific variant that we need to use. And in this case, we pass in our field variant, and this is how it shows up. So go ahead to try recipes and create recipes using Panda CSS. If you need to further deepen your knowledge, the Panda Mastery course is available to help you master how to create not just single recipes like this, but also slot recipes in Panda CSS.